Well, we decided to stay in Murano, which is a very quiet place already. And for our first day out, we thought we'd check out this island called Torcello. Torcello is even quieter, if you can imagine that, but it's Sunday and it looks like everybody and their brother is coming out to see it. I guess you get island fever if you live in Venice.
We just finished going in the church and the museum, and the church cost €5 to get into and the museum cost €3. The church was really unique. It had a geometric tile floor that was beautiful, all made of stone, slate, other mixed stone, and the roof was wooden. We were not able to take any pictures, we weren't able to take any videos, and ice cream wasn't allowed either. They really singled out the ice cream. And we went to the museum afterwards. Would we recommend them? If you come all this way, why not go to both? If you had to only choose one, I think that we would recommend the church over the museum. Plus you're supporting the restoration of the church that is currently taking place. So you know how back home at strip malls there's like designated parking for restaurants, for carry out, or if you're just popping in to grab something real quick? These are designated parking for the restaurants that are next to it, except for a boat. So neat. I don't know, but I'm at the end of the road. This is where it ends. This is it. That's anticlimactic.
Torcello was great. It had a lot more people than we were expecting, and you can kind of see why it should normally be quiet. There aren't really any houses that we could see there. There's really just a church, a museum, and a couple of restaurants.
We are on the island of Burano. That's with a B, not with an M, which is where we're staying. And it's a short ferry ride from Torcello, where we were earlier today. We popped over here for lunch and to check out its bright buildings, which it's known for, and also the lace production. Grazie. There is nothing like a Coke on a hot day. I don't know why. It's just delicious. It hits the spot, refreshing. Also, not supported by Coke. We aren't big enough to have any sponsors. But maybe you should subscribe below so that way Coke could support us. You hear that, Coke? This is the busiest bridge on the entire island.
Up in a painted cup, I will pour my love from a cloud above. So bright I can see the lights, taking you up and above the blue sky. Tastes good to be drinking all of the honey sweet brew of ours. Up in a painted cup, right in the sky like a firefly. Like a firefly. I believe to believe is to feel the fire grow within. I believe to believe is to see how the present comes from dreams. Up in a painted cup, I will paraglide across the sky. Let flowers and tiny hearts shaping a line in the cup of ours. So sweet.
Purple's my favorite color.
Is that a dog?
Yeah.
What the heck?
It's a howler.
I believe to believe is to feel the fire grow within. I believe to believe is to see how the present comes from dreams. Color in my love, love, love.
about that one. And at 5:30, this is all the day trippers from Venice trying to get back for dinner.
So this is going to be a bit of a problem, but everybody is in line for the next ferry, and the ferry is not going to fit all those people, and then the next ferry is not for another half hour. So looks like we're on Burano for a lot longer than we expected to be. Oh well.
It's a nice place to be.
All my love from a color in my love, love. It's good to be drinking all of the hot and sweet color in my love, love, love. Up, up, up in a painted cup. All my love from a color in my love, love, love. It's good to be drinking all of the hot and sweet color in my love.
It got kind of dark quickly last night, so we realized we never closed out the islands that we visited yesterday, Torcello and Burano. Would we recommend them? Torcello honestly didn't have a lot going on. Burano was everything it promised to be. All of the houses were beautiful, bright colors. It was really busy. So we would recommend getting there first thing in the morning or late at night, and it is definitely worth a day trip from Venice. We would probably combine it with what is our favorite island, Murano.
We're gonna hop on the bus. This is what passes for a bus in Venice. They're called, what are they called?
Vaporetto.
Vaporetti or vaporetto for a singular. And also in the background, that's San Marco, right about there.
So you've heard of the islands of Burano, Murano, and Torcello. Today, we're going to not one, but two islands that you probably have never heard of in association with Venice. We're headed to San Servolo and Armenia. Yes, Armenia the island, not Armenia the country. San Servolo actually began as a monastery, then turned into a hospital. It was used during a bunch of wars, and eventually, because of its remoteness probably, it turned into an insane asylum.
And now there's a bunch of crazy kids here. It's a university.
And men and women used to be housed here together, but they did separate, and all of the women went to a different island, which is now a hotel. Apparently it's pretty bougie and expensive. And this one remained dedicated to men. And at first, all of the men who were mad, the description at the time, were housed here. And then they ended up separating them into three different categories. If you were a bit rambunctious, you got sent somewhere else. If you were a quiet madman, you got sent somewhere else. And if you were a poor madman, this is where you would come. A vaporetto from up here near San Marco Square, and we took it to San Servolo, and that's where we are now. Also, this is the island that housed the women who were deemed mad at the time. So we didn't make it to both islands. We only made it to the first one that we went to. It turns out that the island referred to by locals as Armenia is only open if you arrange for a tour reservation in advance. Not only that, but during Venice International Film Week, which happens to be this week, it's totally closed to visitors. So island number 2 is a scrap.